Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Students, it is a story time. Okay, we are going to write a story. And the topic of the story is the greedy dog. Right. The topic of the story is greedy dog. Okay, students, we write the caption of the story or the heading of the story with capital letter. T of the capital, G of greedy capital, and D of dog capital. Okay, students, what is the meaning of greedy? Greedy dog. What is the meaning of greedy? Greedy means selfish desire of something, especially for food, wealth, and power. Okay, students, in the picture, there is a dog, and this dog has a bone in its mouth. Actually, students, I could not find the picture of a dog with a piece of meat. So we can imagine the pig, these pigs with the dog with a piece of meat. Okay. Okay, let's start. The greedy dog. As I told you, we will write the caption of the story with capital letter. And we will write the story in a paragraph. And in the story, we use past tense. Past tense means we will use in the story, we will use second form of verb. We will use second form of verb in the story. We will use past tense. Okay, let's start. Once there was a dog. It was very hungry. Once there was a dog and the dog was very hungry. Okay, students, for the animals, we use it pronoun. Okay, to avoid the repetition, we will not say every time dog, the dog, the dog. What we will do, we will use its pronoun, and for the dog, we use it. To avoid the repetition of dog, we will use it. It is a pronoun for dog. It was very hungry, means the dog was feeling hunger. It went to a butcher's shop. The dog went to a butcher's shop. Butchers mean meat seller. Butcher mean meat seller, and butcher's shop mean meat shop. Butcher's shop mean meat shop. It saw a piece of meat there. When the dog went to a butcher's shop, what did he see there? He saw a piece of meat there. It went to shop and picked the piece of meat. As the dog was hungry, so what he did? He went to the shop and picked the piece of meat. Then it ran away. Then the dog ran away because the dog wanted to eat that piece of meat alone somewhere. Okay. When the dog was going, what happened? On its way, there was a river. When the dog was running, there was a river. In the picture, you can see there is a river and the dog is crossing the river over the bridge. When the dog was crossing the river, it saw its reflection in the water. Okay, what happened, children? When the dog was crossing the river, the dog saw its image. Reflection mean image. Reflection mean image. The dog saw its image in the water. It saw its reflection in the water. It thought there was another dog with a piece of meat. Okay, what did the dog think? The dog thought that in the water there is another dog and that dog also had a piece of meat in its mouth. So what the dog did? It wanted that piece of meat also. As you know, children, the dog was greedy. So what he wanted? He wanted that piece of meat also. So when it jumped and opened its mouth to bark, then what happened next? The dog jumped into the water to get that piece of meat from the other dog. And when it opened its mouth to bark, its own piece of meat fell down in the water. Then what happened? When the dog opened its mouth to bark, its own piece of meat fell down in the water. Okay. As you know, children, every good story has a moral. Now, the moral of this story is greed is curse. Greed is curse. Okay, what is the meaning of greed is a curse? It means when someone desires selfishly, bad things happen to him. What happened to him? Bad things happen to him. Or in other words, we can say he gets nothing. And what the dog had in the last, the dog got nothing. It also lost its piece of meat. At the end, the dog became greedy and it got nothing. The dog got nothing and the dog remained hungry. This is the moral of the story. We should not never be selfish. We should never be selfish because selfish is not a good habit. Greed is a curse. Greed is not a good habit. We should be content over what we had. Okay, students, that's all. Learn this story by heart and do the written practice. Okay? It is very simple one. Okay. Allah Hafiz.